Long-wearing, bold lip color. Who's got it? Who wants it? Well, personally, I've got it sometimes, and I want it sometimes, but not all the time. However, in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 methods that I find work well to have bold lips that last all day, or most of the day, or as long as I need them to. When I first launched my channel, I had a good friend of mine ask me, how does one commit to lipstick and still drink tea all day? Do you just not eat when wearing lipstick? Absolutely not. You can definitely eat while wearing lipstick and drink tea as long as you want. And I'm going to show you today how we're going to do that. There's 3 main methods that I'm going to outline, and I'll show you how transfer resistant those methods are, and also you'll see if some of these methods are pizza proof. The first method I'll show you today is using a matte liquid lipstick. This might be a no-brainer for folks that are regularly wearing lipstick or deeply involved in the beauty community. But for a novice lipstick wearer, I'll just explain what they are. They are a liquid lipstick that is applied with a doe foot applicator, which then sets down matte, which means it goes from creamy and wet to dry so that it stays in place. There are many brands that make them now, and many different formulations. I'm going to show you 3 different ones that I like. This is my absolute favorite, the first one. This is a liquid lipstick from a company called Cheekbone Cosmetics, and this is in the shade 801 Autumn. This is a really beautiful, true, slightly bluish red, and what I like about this lipstick is that it goes on very creamy and it does not dry out my lips too much. Cheekbone Cosmetics are also a great brand to support because they're owned by an Indigenous woman from here in Canada, and they give a portion of their proceeds to help support youth within the Indigenous communities here in Canada. Now, is this lipstick the longest lasting lipstick I've ever tried? No, it's not, but it lasts very well while still being comfortable. The key to long-lasting lipstick is for it to be a matte formula, so that means it's not shiny and it's not slippery on the skin. For the purpose of today's video, I'm going to show you all red lipsticks, but Cheekbone has a number of shades, including this beautiful pinky nude shade that I'll swatch for you here on my hand. Yeah, it's a great formula. I find that it is possible to reapply if it does start to wear out. Some liquid lipsticks you can't do that. Once they're in place, it's hard to layer on top of the formula before it gets kind of cakey. So there's Autumn by Cheekbone Cosmetics. I'll show you there. It's mostly transfer proof. You can see a little bit of a kiss on my hand. And I'll also take a sip from a mug so that you can see if it comes off terribly on your mug while sipping tea. Pretty good, I'd say. So there's the final look with the Cheekbone liquid lipstick. The next one I'll show you mostly because in the beauty community, I have found this to be lauded as the most long-lasting, transfer-resistant liquid lipstick. And this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. And I'm using the shade here, 25 Heroine. I have seen people even say that this is kiss-proof and blowjob-proof. And it's just like bulletproof. It is not my favorite. However, I do agree. Like, it really doesn't come off. The first time I tried it, I was actually a little bit upset because at the end of the night, I had trouble getting this stuff off my lips. What I don't like about this lipstick is you really have to apply in thin layers, and you have to let it dry once you've applied it. So you can't let your lips, your top and bottom lips touch. You need to kind of leave it with your mouth open so that it completely dries and sets down. So I do this really attractive thing where I just hold my mouth open as long as I can without letting my lips touch. And then once that's happened, then yes, it will last. But I find that you cannot then put another layer on top of it. It can get a little cakey and yucky. But once it's on there, oh man, it's on there. I'll show you what not to do, which is, here's how it looks when you do press your lips together. It just sticks. So you want that to be completely dry and not tacky at all, and then you're good to go. See there, a little bit of transfer, but that's mostly just getting the excess off my lips. Here's my mug test. Pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, that's the Maybelline long-lasting lipstick, and yeah, once it's on there, it's very transfer resistant and long-lasting. The final liquid lipstick I'm going to show you is the Rimmel Apocalypse, I believe it's called. And this is what I consider a more traditional liquid lipstick. And what I mean by that is that it is a two-step product. There is the lipstick itself, which has the color, and then a lip gloss to put on top. Now, this formula or this type of lipstick has been out for a really long time. I can remember when I was in high school, this idea of the long-lasting lipstick that you then have a balm or a gloss to put on top of to make it more comfortable to wear. It's been around for a long time, but it was the one-step liquid lipstick that came out years ago that has kind of set the standard. And I used to hate these kind of two-step lipsticks because it was kind of like the brand was admitting, like, yes, this lip color is gonna make your lips feel terrible, so we need to give you a balm to put on top of it. However, I tried this formula after Sharon Farrell recommended it on her channel a number of years ago, and she in fact wore it on her wedding day because it was that long-lasting and good-looking, and yeah, she sold me on it. And it's very affordable as well. So you can see there I'm putting on the color base first, and it is quite a bit shinier than some of the other formulations. So it almost looks like a lip gloss at first. And so I'm putting it on very carefully because I know that once it sets down, that's it. It's not moving. So I want to make sure that I've got the shape right and there aren't any mistakes. Similar to the Maybelline one, you need to let this dry down. So I'm fanning my mouth quite glamorously there so that it sets down. And whoops, the lighting changed. Sorry about that. I shot this over the course of a day, so apologies. But you can see there I'm rubbing my lips together and it's having that same kind of sticky effect. But once you put the gloss on it, you're good to go. And you can see there my hand was almost completely clean. I don't wear this formula that much anymore, but when I first got it, I was so impressed because once I wore it to a kind of family cottage weekend, and this was like a kind of big family reunion type event, and it was a long day, swimming, out in the sun, eating barbecue, and I fell asleep in this lipstick and woke up and it still looked perfect. The second method I'm going to show you is the most traditional one, and that is using a lip liner. So traditionally you would use a lip liner to outline the shape of your lips and then follow with a lipstick. This was supposed to define your lips but also keep the lipstick cream from bleeding, so the lip liner would keep it within the confines of the shape you've drawn. However, a good method for a long-lasting lipstick is to use your lip liner all over your mouth as a lip color. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using a lip liner from NYX in the shade 09 Ruby. And I'll start by doing my outline and then fill in the gaps there. Then once the entire lip is completely filled in with a sheer layer of the lip liner, I will then take a tissue and blot away any excess product. So you'll see there, that's a pretty transfer resistant look on its own, but you can then take a lipstick over top of that. So that's what I'm going to do here. This is the Revlon matte lipstick in the shade Really Red. This is a great drugstore matte lipstick. I find it's a really comfortable formula. It's not too drying. And so I'll put that all over the lip liner that's already there. So the idea with this technique is not that the lipstick on top is going to last forever, but when it does wear down, you'll have that thin layer of lip line underneath as kind of your backup color. I will blot over that a little bit as well to get any excess product off. Blotting is so important. That's, you know, there's a reason why women have been doing it for hundreds of years to their lipstick. I am going to then just take the lip liner again to define the shape and make sure it's all precise looking as I like it. So there you go. It's the most traditional method. It's lip liner and lipstick. So it is not entirely transfer proof, but I find it's not too bad. You won't be leaving lipstick everywhere you go. And it's a good looking look. You'll just have to reapply more often than with a liquid lipstick. And it's not entirely pizza proof. However, it'll wear off in a way that you can just reapply it. It won't give you a funny ring around the edges or anything like that. So finally is my favorite method for long-lasting lipstick, which is nonsensical, but it's my favorite. And I say it's nonsensical because I told you before that having a matte formula is kind of the key to long-lasting products. However, I'm going to be using here a very creamy lipstick. This is a lipstick from the brand Ilia in the shade Tango, and my friend Brooke gave this to me. You can purchase this lipstick and other fine products from her store, Likely General. And essentially what I'm going to be doing is smushing it all over my lips. If I was to apply this traditionally straight from the bullet, and just follow right around my lip line, the product would move around too much. It would look too heavy. It would look a mess. Because my lips, they're full, but the shape isn't super well defined. So I find that I like to put the product in the center of my mouth and then use a lip brush to work it around to the edges and define my shape. So I'm using a creamy product, but using thin layers of it and buffing it in so that it almost does become matte, or rather it becomes more of a stain of color on my lips. This method is somewhat time consuming, but I do like the effect that it gives in the end, and I find it lasts perfectly well throughout the day, and it's the most comfortable for me. You have probably noticed if you've watched some of my videos or have met me IRL, I have a habit where I press my lips together frequently. So I will be the first to admit that a liquid matte lipstick will be the most vibrant and long lasting and give you kind of instant gratification. For me, it's not the most comfortable. So sometimes I'll forgo a long wearing stay in place matte lipstick just to be comfortable, because I know I'm going to smush my mouth around and press my lips together and it'll ruin it'll not ruin a liquid lipstick, but it might make it crack or go out of my lip line and just not feel super comfortable. So this method, allows me to maintain my bad habits and still look great throughout the day. So once I get kind of the base color on my lips, I'll put a little bit more of the creamy lipstick on my lip brush and then go in and define the shape of my lips. I also consider this kind of like a blurred lip line look, which is new for me. I'm used to like a really sharp, defined mouth, but I'm kind of getting into the look of this. So I've got a couple of thin layers on, and then I will blot again. Like I said, this technique is a process, but we're just trying to get as many thin layers of lip color pressed into the lips, and that's what gives it the longevity and kind of blurred effect. And then the beauty of this technique is that when your top layer of lipstick does start to wear away throughout the day, you can just dab the lipstick from the bullet. And if you've got your lip brush to kind of move it around, that's great, but you can also use your finger to easily blend it into the rest of your lips. Here's the kiss test. Not bad, not perfect. And on the mug, yes, you will see a little bit, but it's really not too bad. The important thing is that the color still remains on your lips, on the mouth, sur la bouche. There you go. I think the look is great just as it is there, but you can then take a lip liner to define the edges more if you want. So I'm going to use this Urban Decay Gwen Stefani lip liner in the shade Rock Steady. And it's a little bit of a deeper color to add on top of this Ilia lipstick. But this takes away that kind of blurred edge and gives it more definition. And I actually prefer to line my lips after applying lipstick. It seems contradictory, but it just works better for me. I think it looks a lot less harsh than doing a full line and then putting lipstick on top. So there you have it, my 3 techniques for long-lasting red lipstick. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you decide to try out any of these methods. Thanks so much for watching.